Hello world, in today's quick CoinCity update, we've got the head engineer at Google bashing Bitcoin. We've got a new decentralized exchange run through Ethereum. We've also got Bancor, the ICO that has broken all previous records. And Ethereum is closing in on Bitcoin's market cap. Four things, let's get started. So first up today, I just wanted to have a chat about an article that was published on CoinDesk a few days ago, and that was about Google's Director of Engineering, Ray Kurzweil. If you're not familiar with Ray Kurzweil's work, he's a genius, he's a visionary, he's been on the forefront of innovation for decades, and at this conference called Exponential Finance, when asked about Bitcoin, he gave a little bit of a wet blanket answer, and he said, look, he wouldn't put his money into it. There's some interesting tech there, but it's not really trusted, etc., etc. And I just wanted to address that because I think it really does miss the point of the explosion of innovation which is happening right now in this area. And that the money side of things, even though a lot of people are making a lot of it at the moment, really is one of the least interesting or important parts of the entire thing. And so I suppose when you're just focused on one area, even if that area is tech, things can move and not really kind of hit home for you. And that kind of brings me to the point of cognitive dissonance. So cognitive dissonance is when you kind of believe or you hold on to a certain set of beliefs in the face of overwhelming evidence and facts to the contrary. And I think Ray would do very well by spending a bit more time learning about the blockchain technology. A lot of the tech that he talks about is going to benefit greatly by the use of the technology that is being built in this area right now. So like everything, I'll leave the link below if you want to check it out. But talking about cognitive dissonance, I have been subject to this myself, and we all are, but I was there in regards to Ethereum. So I never really jumped on the Ethereum bandwagon until recently, just because they didn't have, the monetary policy wasn't purely set out. I thought once Rootstock was going to come along, it was going to take a big chunk out of it. And all along the way, we've seen meteoric rises in Ethereum. And that brings me to the point that the market is always right. So maybe timing will change. Maybe Rootstock will take market share back away from Ethereum and all that kind of thing. But it's really important to pay attention to these things. And one other thing that I wasn't really paying attention to at all was the concept of proof of stake. Now, having a look at the markets at the moment, BitShares has gone up over 40% in the last 24 hours. That's based on proof of stake. Ethereum is looking to maybe move on to proof of stake. And there's also an exchange, decentralized exchange, that's going to be built by one of the guys who started Lightning. So Lightning Network, even though it's not massively used at the moment, the tech behind it has pretty much been tested, and a lot of these coins are very much looking forward to using the technology. And Joseph Poon, who is behind the Lightning project, is actually involved in a decentralized marketplace at the moment through Ethereum, and that too is going to be using proof of stake. So maybe it's worthwhile paying a bit more attention or learning a bit more about these side of things. One other big thing at the moment, which has happened in the last 24 hours, was a new ICO called Bancor. So if you're not familiar with Bancor, basically if we take a bit of a step back, we've got Bitcoin, where you've just got Bitcoin and it only makes Bitcoin. Then we had Ethereum, which allowed you to make all these other coins on top of it, and then there were all these assets that we can trade. Recently, we had Eric Voorhees with Shapeshift. He announced a new platform called Prism. So I'll leave links to all these below if you're not sure what the words are, but Prism basically allows you to buy a basket of these currencies without having to set up all these private keys with each one. So you can buy a basket of Ethereum or Augur or Bitcoin or whatever these currencies are. And that's a great innovation as well. What Bancor does is allow you to do all of that, but also create your own currency, which is backed by the currencies that you like. So instead of buying a little fund or an index like you would on Prism, which has, say, 20% Bitcoin, 20% Ethereum, a bit of Litecoin, a bit of Augur, a bit of whatever, with Prism, you can't actually use that as a currency. But with Bancor, you can. And what that's going to do is increase the liquidity of all of these coins all around the world, and it's also going to make it easier to create your own coins. So very interesting. They actually raised $153 million, which just beat the fundraising that the DAO raised last year with 152 million. So it's pretty interesting. Definitely worthwhile having a look at. Some big names behind it. I'll leave details in the show notes for you to check it out. But it's backed by Draper, who's one of the big money guys pouring money into this space. So now we'll just have a quick word from our sponsor. Okay.
One broker lets you trade the global financial markets using Bitcoin. You can trade Forex, stocks, all the major indices, commodities like gold and oil, and you can even trade crypto with leverage. Pro traders can post their trades for bragging rights, where you can track their performance and copy their positions for free. All you need to get started is an email address. Click the link in the show notes below to check it out.
Okay, so last little bit of information I'll leave you with today is the fact that Ethereum really is closing in on the market cap of Bitcoin. The dominance index, which represents Bitcoin compared to all the other cryptocurrencies combined, has just gone down to just under 40%. So Bitcoin represents 40% of the entire ecosystem, whereas Ethereum now represents just over 35%. So very, very close. We could see Ethereum actually overtake Bitcoin moving forward just on the back of BIP 148, which is the Bitcoin split, which is happening on August the 1st. But obviously there are a lot of other very interesting things happening on the Ethereum side of things. So definitely, I don't know, worth understanding, worth kind of paying a little bit of attention to. If you do like videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to check out the links in the description below. I'm sure there's stuff there of interest to you, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.